Welcome to the Get Fit Guys, quick and dirty tips to get moving and shape up. My name is Brock Armstrong and I am the Get Fit Guy. If you're not sleeping well, you may not be reaching your life's goals, let alone your fitness goals. So today we are going to talk about some proven ways to get better sleep. In past episodes of Get Fit Guy, I've brought up the importance of rest and recovery, well, let's say more than a few times. If you do a quick search on the Quick and Dirty Tips website, you can easily find them, and I encourage you to do so. I've even interviewed the inventor of a device that specifically measures your recovery based on how well you have slept in comparison to how hard you've worked out. But despite my best efforts as a podcaster, a blogger, and a coach, well, sleep still remains an elusive and often overlooked aspect of fitness. So all right, let's start with how much sleep we actually need. Way back in 2014, the Wall Street Journal reported that 7 is the new 8, explaining that our bodies may need less sleep than what we traditionally have been told. But what the Wall Street Journal failed to mention is the increased need for sleep in people who are exercising frequently, tearing down their muscle fibers with weight training, running, or cycling, or even engaging in cognitively demanding tasks. And yes, a stressful workday counts. If you are interested in having solid and consistent mental and physical performance, good sleep should be on the top of your list. If you go over to getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com and you find this article, I link to an infographic from another article on a website called Fatigue Science, and the infographic is called Why Pro Athletes Sleep 12 Hours a Day, and it's for us fit folks who regularly engage in this type of body and brain stress. Now, here are just a few highlights from that infographic. And the first one is from Usain Bolt, the fastest sprinter in the world. And he says, "Sleep is extremely important to me. I need to rest and recover in order for the training I do to be absorbed by my body." The next quote I want to highlight is from Roger Federer, a professional tennis player who's still on the top of his game even at age 37. And he says, "If I don't sleep 11 to 12 hours a day, it's not right." And the next thing I want to highlight is from Steve Nash, Canada's best basketball point guard. And he says, "For me, sleeping well could mean the difference between putting up 30 points and living with 15. Then Jared Schumacher, a professional triathlete, says, "Sleep is half my training." And also not included in that graphic is triathlete and a past guest on the Get Fit Guy podcast, Brad Kearns. And in my interview with him, he said, "When I was competing at the highest level, I often joked that half of my life was spent asleep." Now, okay, while many of us don't function on the fitness level of those types of athletes, well, here are two big reasons why increased sleep is still crucial for people who exercise regularly. The first one is that your nervous system and your brain cleans up cellular garbage when you sleep, allowing you to form memories, learn, and be cognitively sharp the next day. And the second reason why increased sleep is crucial for us is that your body and your muscles repair themselves while you sleep, and this process is enhanced by the hormone release that occurs when you're in your deep sleep phases. So, if you exercise frequently, then even if you embrace the idea that 7 is the new 8, well, make sure those 7 hours of sleep really count, and don't spend any of those precious hours tossing or turning. And one way to do that is to sleep better with breathing techniques. Let's start here. You can pop all the sleep aids on the shelf at your local health food store, but if your mind is busy, you won't get to sleep. Now, if you do get to sleep, but your mind is still busy, well, you will wake up during the night. And trust me, I've tried tons of supplements, devices, glasses, and more, and none of them stand a chance against my ever-chattering monkey mind. The thing that helps me quiet my mind the most are breathing, meditation, and some to-do list techniques that alleviate the monkey mind's midnight panic. Now, many people wake up in the middle of the night and worry about their undefined laundry list that they must accomplish the next day. So, having a robust to-do list system can help alleviate that feeling by clearly laying out what must get done and knowing how long it's likely going to take you. Having that information on hand is a quick and easy way to shut down that feeling of impending doom and allow you to drift back to sleep. Now, when it comes to breathing practices, the pattern that works best for me before bed and in the middle of the night is not the same breathing pattern that I use in the middle of the day when I need to focus and be alert. The daytime pattern is what is called box breathing. And my nighttime pattern is the 4-7-8 technique. And it goes like this. You inhale for 4 heartbeats, then you hold your breath for 7 heartbeats, then you exhale slowly for 8 heartbeats. Now, you'll notice that I use my heartbeat as the metronome. By laying my hands across my chest in coffin style, I can easily feel my heartbeat and count those beats. There's an added bonus to using your heartbeat rather than a ticking clock or a song in your head. As you calm down, your heart rate slows down, and in response, so does your breathing. This is a type of biofeedback that can be very effective. And for an extra special added bonus, you can say the word relax as you exhale, either out loud or just in your head. Now, this step is very important. When you start this 4-7-8 breathing pattern, make a commitment to yourself that you will not stop until you fall asleep. If you skip that step, well, you run the risk of stopping before the technique has had a chance to work. Instead, you'll decide that it isn't working and switch back to thinking, well, I may as well just lay here worrying again. Now, if you live in a big loud city like I do, investing in some good earplugs, a decent pillow, and a good heavy curtain is helpful, but don't get carried away. Even the darkest, quietest room is no match for a loud, bright mind. So make free mental adjustments before you make expensive environmental ones. Now, having a bedtime routine is also key to sleeping better. For starters, get into the habit of winding down before bed instead of winding up. Spend time gearing down for an hour or even 2 before hitting the sack. Then turn off devices and avoid checking email after you're done for the day, and I usually make that around 8 p.m. myself. Also, avoid reading books that are about your job. Then add some breathing, stretching, and meditation, and you will really set yourself up for success. Now, if you set aside an area or a space for your before-bed stretching practice, well, you can even do things like outfit it with things like candles or incense, pillows, music, and other things that help you, and I do mean you in particular, feel more relaxed and at ease. Your nighttime sleep props may be anything from one of the quintessential statues of a yogi to a certain piece of music, or simply a favorite t-shirt that you've owned so long that it is now more whole than shirt. Gather the things that are personal to you and make you feel relaxed. Having a bedtime relaxation practice, well, it can help you release the tension you built up during the day. When you go to bed feeling relaxed and at ease, you will have a much better sleep than the nights when you carry your frustration and your stress to bed with you. Plus, the 15 or 20 minutes that you spend focusing on yourself is also 15 or 20 minutes that you are not focusing on the TV, email, social media, or your smartphone or tablet. And we know these devices, and bright light in general, have been shown to disrupt your sleep and even impair your body's ability to secrete the sleep hormone called melatonin. Bedtime routines give our body and our mind cues that the day is over and it's time to shut down for the night. And the last thing I want to highlight is how sleep and exercise actually work together. When it comes to fitness and sleep, the two actually complement each other very nicely, and a good exercise routine can definitely help you sleep better. A study that was published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine revealed that exercise can indeed not only help you sleep better, but can also improve your overall mood and vitality. And this probably won't come as a surprise to you. I've explained the many benefits of living an active lifestyle, well, more than a few times. But what may surprise you is that the effects are not immediate. Getting more active is not a get fixed quick scheme. This is especially true if you have a history of insomnia. After implementing an exercise program, it could take up to 16 weeks before you notice significant long-term improvements. And that means that consistency is key. Make a plan and stick to it. Instead of crushing random killer workouts thrown into your schedule willy-nilly, you will get much better sleep-enhancing results, not to mention better fitness results, from 30 minutes of movement several times each week, or preferably every day. Exercise to sleep and sleep to exercise, and be consistent. This is a recipe for a happy, healthy, and fit you. I haven't pointed this out in a while, so I want to remind you that if you go to getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com, you will find transcripts of every single one of these podcasts and a few blogs thrown in for good measure. And there's also the entire back catalog of this podcast, which goes well beyond what you can find on Apple Podcasts. So once again, go to getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com and you can find the transcripts and the entire back catalog. You can also find me on Facebook and Twitter. I'm at GetFitGuy, and you can also look for me at brockarmstrong.com. Now, what are you waiting for? Get out there and sleep like an athlete.